Ready for some salmon? Welcome to Harrell Homecooking, basic, beginner, reproducible recipes.
Today we're going to be making Trauth salmon with a delicious creamy dill sauce and avocado brie toasts.
Stay tuned and you'll find out why we call it Trauth salmon. So what you need for your salmon, most critical ingredient is this little bottle of gold called tiger sauce. You also are going to need some ground mustard and some garlic powder. That's pretty much all you need to get your marinade going.
Dill sauce is mayonnaise, sour cream, lemon, and dill. Our avocado toasts, we're using a French baguette, sliced super thin, topped with avocado, brie, and salt and pepper. And then alongside it, we are going to serve capers and thinly sliced shallots. Shallot, shalom.
Shallot, shalom. So let's get started on prepping the salmon. Lightly coat this in salt. Just a little, makes the salmon sweat a little bit. Now we're gonna come back with some garlic powder.
You can be kind of generous on this.
And now what we're gonna do is, we've got this powdered mustard, very underrated spice. And you actually wanna use quite a bit. You wanna cover the surface. So this is just a piece of salmon we're doing now, appetizer portion.
How big is this particular salmon?
This is a 1 pound piece, and 1.02 pounds of salmon. All right, so now we're just gonna, what we wanna do is we wanna cover this with powdered mustard. Now the reason we call this Trauth barbecue salmon is because my brother-in-law's last name is Trauth, and this is his recipe. One time, a long, long time ago, Megan and I, before we were married, I was taking her down to meet my sister and brother-in-law. They live out of town, and they cooked this for us. And we fell in love with the recipe. We've been cooking it ever since. So this YouTube video is dedicated to them. This is Trauth Family Barbecue Salmon. All right, so that's enough mustard. Now, what we're gonna do now is we're coming back to this tiger sauce. I like to use, this is gonna make kind of a paste, and so the tiger sauce is gonna kind of go everywhere, but I like to use a brush, some sort of brush. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pour it on there, and then we're gonna start just kind of dabbing it and making it a paste. I suppose you could make this up on the side if you wanted to. And
like
then,
in a bowl?
In a bowl, and then apply it. But this is the way I've always done it.
One less thing to wash.
Yeah. And you're gonna see how the powdered mustard just kind of makes this nice, almost like a batter.
And this sauce is so good on chicken or pork or any other kind of fish. We just love it the best on salmon.
I like to even add maybe a little bit more after you've got the initial coat on, maybe kind of layer it. Because, I mean, you really can't go too much with it. Very simple. Your prep work is done. We're gonna set this aside, and Megan is gonna tell you about how to make this dill sauce that goes with the salmon. It's excellent.
All right, we're gonna make our dill sauce. We're gonna start off with our sour cream, which we'll need 1 cup of. Hello.
Hi. Come here often?
Yes. And then 3/4 a cup of mayonnaise.
A lot of people get into a great mayonnaise debate. Is Duke's the best? Is Hellman's the best? Or is Blue Plate the best? And I'm sure there's other, I don't know, whatever you vegans eat out there. But I will say that I think Blue Plate, I was at deer camp with a friend of mine, and he said, no, Blue Plate is in fact better than Duke's, and I think he was right.
2 tablespoons of dried dill. You could use fresh dill with this, but dried dill is what we had on hand.
And it's what most people have.
And then we're gonna cut open a lemon, and we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of lemon. All right, and I'm just gonna squeeze it in. You don't really have to measure, but about almost half lemon is probably about 2 tablespoons. And then we're gonna stir it up. Now your dill sauce is finished, and you can stick it in the refrigerator and let it chill until you're ready to serve it with your salmon. You You can use other spices with this. Dill is just so good with fish, but if you were doing chicken instead, you could always do a basil or a rosemary. You'd still keep the same proportions of mayonnaise to sour cream for the right texture, and then just add your different spice. You could do a different citrus as well, like a grapefruit or a lime. Ah, that's good. It's so good. Yum. You're not going to want to put any extra salt into your dill sauce because your salmon is going to be pretty salty, and then your avocado toasts are going to have salt on them as well. It's toast time. We are going to take our baguette and slice it into super thin pieces. And if you do not have a bread knife, which this is what this serrated knife is, you should get one. It comes in so handy and makes a huge difference when you're cutting bread.
Things are about to go into fast forward speed.
Wait, do it sideways. Do it sideways. Like light angles. Makes it so pretty.
Oh, what do you mean?
Yeah, like this way.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's okay. Just cut that in half, and you're just gonna do one.
Never mind. Megan is going to do
No,
this.
you do it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I honestly don't know. I don't have the skills to do what you're wanting to do. So
you can't improvise.
No, you're gonna take this whole thing is improvised. You're gonna take the bread and get ready. Start cutting, and then I'm gonna say what I was gonna say, which is
Okay.
get ready for fast forward mode, folks. No.
Nice.
So.
Wait.
So now that we've moved the breadcrumbs out of the way, this is Brie cheese. It's one of my favorite cheeses. It's creamy, it's delicious. You can get it pretty much anywhere.
Real thin if you can.
Well, I mean, this is as thin as it's gonna get.
You're doing a great job, Paul.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Brie is a soft, ripened cheese. It's really creamy. It pairs excellent with fruit or with nuts. And of course with avocado is one of my very favorite ways to eat it. In place of Brie for this recipe, you could do a blue cheese. You could do, of course, a mozzarella round, my fave. There's a lot of different options for meltable cheeses. You want something that gets a little bit melty when you stick it in the oven. And just whatever else you're pairing it with. If you're doing salmon, then I recommend Brie. If you're doing chicken, I might do mozzarella. Okay, let me get a platter.
Let me get a platter. Talking about a platter, dreaming about a platter, but never actually seeing a platter? Well, that's just platitudes. Never see any substance.
As you know, I love things plated on a white plate. It really makes the colors pop. So we're gonna do a big white platter today, and all this stuff is gonna be plated on one big plate.
We have the Brie and the sliced bread, sliced eloquently at the perfect angle for Harrell Homecooking. Now we're gonna put them in the oven and let them bake a little bit. Toast them at $3.50. 350.
350.
350 degrees.
Okay, we're gonna slice up our avocado and prep it to go on top of our avocado toast, and we're gonna add some salt and pepper, and then it will be ready to serve. Oh. That's weird. No.
Peeled. 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 Peeled.
Peeled. Okay, I'm gonna slice this super thin. It'll go farther. It'll be delicious. Why haven't I done it like this before?
Well, you are the one that knows how to improv.
We're just doing some regular capers. You can do those giant capers, are really great, but we're gonna drain these guys and stick them in a bowl. Other things that you could serve alongside this would be anything like pickled, like maybe a gherkin pickle perhaps, or you could do like an artichoke or something like that. This is kind of the go-to. So I'm gonna drain it, stick it in a bowl.
Do it really thin.
What, the shallots?
Yeah, or strings. Like long strings.
Law, I think.
Haven't we done this recipe before? Actually, no, we're adding the shallots.
Shallots are just for pretty.
For pretty, you know, just for pretty. Shallots are just for pretty. We're just gonna slice up some shallot. Fish and onions, they go very well together. And if you've never tried it, even if you're one of these people that like don't like onions, or raw onions at that, put a piece of fish in your mouth and a raw onion, just a little bit. It's pretty incredible what it does to the flavor, especially if it's any sort of fried fish. Megan and I have a fried cod recipe that we will be sharing with you at some point in the future that is out of this world delicious and very easy.
Instead of shallots, you could use red onion, you could use a roasted garlic sliced super thin, you could use a white onion. We're trying shallots today, mixing it up. Our toasts have gotten melted just a little bit. They look delicious. We're gonna let them cool down a tiny bit before we put on our avocado and our salt and pepper. I think the key to this is to not let your bread get too cooked. You just want to barely toast it. You want to give it a little bit of that warm taste that bread gets when you toast it without making it crunchy.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you like them super
I don't know.
crunchy?
I'm willing to confess that, I mean, if things are too crunchy, the top of my mouth is sore the next day.
Yeah. I think
Nobody wants that. All right, so I've got my cast iron skillet heated up. I'm just gonna add a little olive oil to it, and we're gonna let that heat up. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook this salmon for about 5 minutes aside, and we're gonna start by cooking it meat side down. If you have a fish cooker and you want to do it over some charcoal outside, I highly recommend it. That's normally the way we do this recipe, but we're gonna keep everything inside for today. Okay, so salmon goes on. Here we go. What day did God make fish? That was a good day.
If you are single and looking for something to impress a first date, this is definitely an awesome go-to. It's not very expensive to make. It's really easy. You can prep some of it and have some of it ready before they get there, and then you can have them help you when they get to your house. Maybe slice up the avocado or something. All right, we're about to salt and pepper these bad boys. Here we go. We use Himalayan pink salt. It is the best salt. It is so good. And cracked black pepper. That smells so good. One avocado sliced thinly is really perfect to do a whole baguette and one package of Brie cheese. It makes lots of servings, as you can see.
All right, so I just went ahead and flipped it. It's been about 2.5, 3 minutes. But I just didn't want it to get too brown. I was worried about it burning. So you've got a moderate cast iron skillet. It can get pretty hot, you know, and it may get kind of smoky in the front. If it gets too bad or too smoky, and you don't want to do it on the grill, what you can always do is you can put it in your oven to finish, which is what I'm going to do right now.
For plating, I'm gonna stick this dill sauce into a martini glass. It kind of adds to the fun.
Who cracked that glass?
Yeah, it got cracked. But see, here's the thing. Even if you have like a really pretty piece of glassware, if it gets a crack in it and you can't use it to drink out of anymore, you can still use it for serving. As long as the glass isn't gonna fall apart on you. I have another really cool glass that I keep pins and stuff in.
Took the salmon out. It really was about 5 minutes aside, even when you put it in the oven. So we're gonna be ready now to plate this food. Slow motion.
Mmm.
Slow motion.
Mmm. That's pretty.
You're the queen of layers.
All right, let's move this out of the way.
Megan has plated and designed this appetizer plate
Paul helped.
beautifully.
We did it together.
She assembled the avocado. She's placed the baguettes here. Is that what they would call them?
Yeah, they're baguettes.
Calling them baguettes. So we have the dill sauce, which is excellent. We have the shallots. We have this tiger sauce. Again, you can get it And this is integral to this particular recipe, although I'm sure there's other flavors like it. I haven't actually found anything that's close to this. It's really good. It's sweet and spicy. We've got the capers. And so now you basically get to assemble this beautiful hors d'oeuvre, or as I like to call them, hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres. Again, this recipe is perfect for impressing your friends. Have your friends over for lunch or a dinner. 4 people could easily eat this as a light dinner with a salad alongside. It would be delicious, pretty simple. Again, great for a date night.
Yep. Now, we're going to sample some of this. I'm going to get right in here. Come here, Meg.
Oh my gosh, that looks
Take
awesome.
this right there.
Thank you.
Oh, and yes, you have to have some of the dill sauce.
And I would also recommend a couple of capers. Ah! Aww.
No! Here we go. And madness around here. We don't fake it, folks. This is real. This is real life. All right, I've got it all now.
All right, cheers.
Oh, look who it is. It's delicious. Look who it is.
Hi.
What do you think he wants?
Oh my gosh, that is really, really good.
Perfect combination.
Yeah.
Of creamy, salty, a little spicy, a little tangy,
Yeah.
a little sharp with the shallot,
It's
and that salmon it's delicious.
Yeah, this Trauth Family Salmon will be a hit in your family. Please give it a try. You saw it here on Harrell Homecooking. This
First.
fantastic recipe of what we call Trauth Family Salmon.
Thanks for watching Harrell Home Cooking. Beginning basic. No. Thank you for watching Harrell Home Cooking. Basic, beginner,
Reproducible recipes.
failures.
That's the one.
It's company-worthy meals that you can make your own. I'm just
That
saying.
makes me think of company, like corporate, like, I play it the company way. It's like, no, not corporation. Like corporate, seems company, guest.
Guest-worthy.
Guest-worthy. There you go.
Guest-worthy recipes that
Guest.
you...
Guest. Guest, not guess. Guess who? Guess-worthy recipes. It's like, well, we think this is how it's going to be, and we think it's going to be good.
Guest-worthy recipes that you can make your own. That looks really delicious. I'm not gonna lie.